Everyone tonight. Today's Thursday, October 16th, and we are hosting our public participation opportunity in regards to a development agreement for 5151 Main Street. This development agreement is to permit the use of motor vehicle sales, rental, and repair shop located at 5151 Main Street. So tonight we have members of the public, we have a few council members, and we also have a staff member here tonight, which is Torben Lowe. He's one of our town planners, and he's from the Town of Amherst office. So he has put together a presentation for us, and we're going to pass that right over to you.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
Yeah, we can just skip to the next slide. Well, first of all, yes, my name is Torben. I'm a planner. Just a small disclaimer, these applications are not the town's proposal. It is the property's owner right to make an application for a development agreement or zoning map amendment. At this stage, no approval or decision has been made. So the property is zoned Main Street mixed use. We did receive some comments up until today regarding this property being zoned residential or anything else. So the property falls within the Main Street mixed use zone. And within that zone, under a development agreement, motor vehicle sales, rental, and repairs are permitted subject to a development agreement process. So I just wanted to point that out. This is in the land use bylaw, which is available public on the website. But we can definitely provide you with a copy of that. So if any, next slide, please. So if you don't know what a development agreement is, a development agreement is a legally binding contract between the property owner and the town that stipulates standards, design requirements, terms, and conditions. And this all will be laid out in a report that I've put together for the Planning Advisory Committee and Council. And those documents will also be made public. So if anybody's interested, once the Planning Advisory Committee meets, we can on Tuesday,
Okay.
next Tuesday, we can share that document as well. Next slide, please. This is the process of a development agreement. So step one is the application and a preliminary review. Then we have the public participation opportunity, which we are at today. Next step is the Planning Advisory Committee, which will be held next Tuesday. After that, it will go to first reading where council will look at the application and make any kind of comments. They will then schedule a public hearing where the public gets to speak once again to council, and council members who would like to vote on this will have to be present. And once all is approved, it will go to second reading. If that passes it, it will trigger a 14-day appeal period where members of the town, the public in general, get to appeal it if they wish to do so. That would be to the Nova Scotia Utilities Review Board, which I think was changed to a different name. Like I said, we did receive some written comments, and some of these were that the proposed commercial use would be viewed as incompatible with the surrounding residential area, concerns about negative impacts on character and the property values around that subject property. They were referencing ongoing automotive activities on the site, such as noise level and multiple vehicles creating a visual nuisance, and so some safety concerns. Some people brought up theft, which in that case, that should be reported to police, which I did note to the people who submitted that comment. So next slide, please. So a few little application details there. So this application was submitted by Dale. Yep. Yep, perfect. So a little summary to allow the operation of a motor vehicle sales, rental, and repair shop on that property. You can see it highlighted in a red square right over there. It said it's currently zoned Main Street mixed use, and right now it is a single detached dwelling. That would not change under this agreement. The owner would still live at the main residence, but would operate this motor vehicle sales, rental, and repair shop out of the existing garage. Next slide, please. So the neighborhood context, I'm assuming everybody knows where this is at. So the property is located on Main Street, directly across from Canada Post, very close to Town Hall and about 1.5 kilometers to the highway. It is situated in the downtown core area on the main route to it. Surrounding areas characterized predominantly by larger single detached dwellings. And today I've heard a lot of them have been historical buildings and been there for many, many years. So there's also things to look at when council will make a decision, which leads me to the next slide, please, which is relevant planning bylaws and policies. Everybody has a package of this already, but these are some policies that council will need to consider when making a decision, which is the general land use and development, so sustainable development. Basically, the town needs to ensure that its growth and development is within your reasonable costs and effects. So is there no cost to the town? Would there be more infrastructure needed as well? Next slide, please. Compatibility. So this is how does it fit into the surrounding area? The development agreement that would be signed between the property owner and the town sets out all these requirements, how it can be more incorporated into the town. So any kind of signage, any kind of buffer that would, what am I looking for the word here? Shield the public from the unsightly parts such as machinery, oil tanks, things like that, would all be regulated through the agreement. And also any kind of lighting requirements. So that there's minimal to no impact on surrounding properties. Next slide, please. This is the Main Street mixed use policy. Basically, it states that there's multiple uses that can be operated or allowed in this zone, and one of them is a commercial use or a mix of residential and commercial on one property. Actually, before one, yeah, that one. Another concern was the hours of operation. This is also done or dealt with in this policy, so we can set out any kind of limitation on when the business can be operated and when not. So if there's like a desired time, 5 p.m., 6 p.m. to cease operations for the day, then that's something that we can put into place. And then we have the amendment criteria. This one is a 2-slider just because it's a lot, so we can just keep it on this one. This one states that the town has the right to enter into agreements like this and review them and go through the process, but also that all of these policies must be considered when making a decision throughout this entire process. So yeah, that is my little spiel. I know it's might be a little complicated, but I'm happy to answer any questions that you have right now. Yeah.
We want to just go one at a time, so raise their hand and then
On that, bring
question
it on.
about the presentation. Now's a good time.
Yeah.
Torben's here.
They said there are activities that are going on in the property. You said something about that.
Yeah, so
It's all week.
I advised the person who noted this to, again, if there's any kind of theft, to report to police. They did say that it was on Facebook, so that's not something that I can speak on. But as far as I know, I haven't heard anything about that. But they were also concerned that parts could be stolen in Costco. So
Never did anything.
Any other questions for Torben? The presentation or anything?
So, what is the zoning of the property now?
it is mixed, Main Street mixed use,
Okay,
so it will remain that. This is just to allow an extra use on the property.
So they have to enter into this agreement.
Exactly, yeah. That's why,
It's a
because,
stipulation.
yeah, it's like, as you guys can see, people have turned out for this. And it's a hot topic, that kind of use, so That's why it's under that section of development agreement. To go through this process and really make sure that it does fit into the town of the policies. I should also note that in the agreement that I've drafted so far, I've also added a section of unsightly. So if at any point the property becomes unsightly, let's say random motor vehicle parts are just laying around anywhere, we would be able to go in and say it has to be removed within 30 days. If not, town can do it at your expense. So those are things that are already included in the agreement. Sure to be signed.
I just wondered how big you do plan to make prevention.
Any bigger than what it is right now.
Just stay.
I'm retired and semi-retired and make the trouble for me to use the. It's not, going to be a pretty. You're kidding me? It's just. It's pretty worth the sign.
Yeah.
And I'd like to be able to help you. Down there and board, like, so that they could drop the beer for a while, for their own things, you know, something simple. And, be able to walk on, walk out, oh, I think everything, you have to work in being down,
Yeah.
Yeah, the being down.
I guess my only fear, what goes through my head is kid movements up there.
Oh, yeah.
And I just think,
It's got like $3,000 if that property literally.
Yes,
now,
ma'am.
I still have thousands left. Right, and my goal is to restore the property, right?
maybe,
But that was the most beautiful place when I was growing up in this town, right? And I stood in front of at the post office, looking out the window, looking across the street. And the old mayor was there, right, we're out there, and I didn't know he cheated, right? And I'm scared, I have to come over to, what are you looking at? And I said, this kind of just fall away, and got 3 houses going beautiful, soft, and going, and they were just growing. And then find out about that, I go to the town here, my town there, and everybody got out. And I was at the dam, I was going to the store.
I have no objection to stay basically.
Yeah, if I may.
There's nothing, the only, like, I gotta bring another game. And, but that's just storing off. Like,
How about?
yeah, I tired, Jeff Iver. He bought another car, 69 food, and perfect. And he's going to think that. Or the pink car, no, I can't do the pink car, I want to. Build that. So it's just basically a hobby turned into housing, like Jerry Casey on 48. Yeah. And he was stuck with that thing, nobody would work on it, nobody knows any hitch, right? He 80 years old, right? And I said, yeah, pretty far, I'll pick it up, right? And, well, there was a lot more than I thought, right? But how right? I got it all going, so that he was able to drive. It was a paradise, the mine came and not, right? You got a lot of this, you got a lot of it, a lot of people. I want to have it. I'm not doing it.
You know, basically, if I may, you're just gonna operate the way you're operating now.
That. Same thing.
If I understand, you just wanna be able to put a sign up and advertise the business.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing.
And potentially a container. And
Yeah, never again. But like, it won't be on site, like, that's a loss and not. I gotta, it's like, there. Cooking, whatever you find, things that lost, I don't know the need for the top. And I've got a few more fair mile that I'm about 20 hours. Down the car. I had a heart attack in birth. So it's trying to go down, if I were to deal actually, I have to do this. So this is the time I'm silvering down. Don't recommend or don't consider it, not. I got to live, but you know what I mean? But yeah, this is just sending that.
Any other questions?
I apologize, I didn't realize that you were the applicant.
Um,
It's my first day back from vacation, so I still have a vacation brain on, but that's good. And
It's nice you guys have face.
yes,
Yeah.
and once Linda has a chance to look at the agreement, I can send it over to you to review. So, yeah. So this is just the first step where the public gets to hear it, and then we'll go back into working on all the legal stuff, making it
In the planning committee.
exactly, yeah.
And I got one to work with everybody, maybe, anybody that has a meeting, anything like that, I work with. Fine, change. Do like, yeah. You know, so I get very, like, if somebody left my yard and, spin their tires and, I get pissed. You know, and I had a guy who was gonna get it, and I looked out and there'd be another unit. You know, I found a lot. Drain through, it's not a very. You know what I mean? I don't want my car, every car in the yard, I don't want.
Yeah.
You know, you can't, now there's another. I'm a driver, it's driving, you're going up on it and everything, and the street you can't, you know.
No, that's great.
Yeah, we used to do preachers. Hey, there, we got away, but the cops were nice. And like they kind of joined the whole group, right, and walk. We got to be back. Today, we started with the 3 feet off. And it was quite before that. We got 3 right tracks, you know, which was 2 wheels, 41 years old. And that's what we did up there, I mean, 5 loves. Everything, I was down in Branch, down here at the D line, want to people walking, but right there, we get too big, right? And, you know, a lot of people, it's just trying to stop the kids and stuff like that, you stop with it, right? Because you can spend $20, go down to the racetrack, and you run it many times in it, and you walk, right? And not the middle trouble, not that, yeah, but you have, ambulance, you got everything safety crews right there, or you can get out.
Yeah.
And this is what I, we loaded it up and out there, we same thing down here.
So we're gonna bring it back to people here. Anybody have questions about the plan or development agreement or? Yeah. So if there's no other questions or comments, we'll adjourn this meeting. Okay,
I'll reach
All
down
right.
my cards, yeah,
yes.
if anybody needs.